Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic, and I absolutely love the treasure decks. And one of my favorite decks that I've ever made with the treasure deck is the ones built around Marionette Master. It's just one of my favorite cards of all time for utilizing the treasure mechanic here. So 6 mana with Fabricate. So when it enters the battlefield, you can choose to make 3 servo artifact creature tokens or put 3 +1/+1 counters onto it. And then whenever an artifact you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, target opponent loses life equal to its power. So if it put counters onto it, then it's a 4/6 creature. And that means that if we ever sacrifice an artifact like a treasure going to the graveyard, we get to do 4 damage to the opponent's face, or they lose that much life. And so if we have 5 treasures on the battlefield, or if they haven't taken any damage, whatever, we can kill them instantly as long as we have 4 to 5 treasures. And the cool thing about treasures is that they make mana, which you can usually use to then create more treasures, like with Ruthless Knave or any other spells we might have to be able to sacrifice our creatures that we have on the battlefield to be able to create more treasures, and then use those activated abilities to then make sure that we end their life as fast as possible. The combo is a little bit weak in the fact that Marionette Master can get countered, and there is a time that they can respond in between fabricating. Like, so Fabricate goes onto the stack, and if they kill it before that, it's only 1 powered creature. We don't actually have a way to really buff that up. There are some ways to get around that. You can do some other things with the combo, but for the most part, we're just trying to make it happen. We also have Revel and Riches to try to have as much stuff as possible. But the best thing about this right now is that we got a ton of new amazing cards in the 1 and 2 drop slot for our treasure deck here in mono black. Mimic is awesome, just a 2 mana treasure. We can use it to ramp up if we need to. This is kind of taking the place of a Mind Stone, just making sure that we ramp up and get up to good stuff, but it's a treasure, so we can sacrifice it to Marionette Master at any time. And also just a good blocker, it does what everything we need. So Mimic is a card I really like. Shambling Ghast, perfect with Deadly Dispute, as well as Direfleet Hoarder. Both of those, when they die, they can create treasures. Deadly Dispute also making treasures for us. Lets us draw through our deck, try to find Marionette Master, perfect. Skullport Merchant, also perfect in here. Lets us sacrifice our Direfleet Hoarders and Shambling Ghast to make our treasures, and also draw cards so we can find our Marionette Master. This is kind of the theme that we're going for here. Pitiless Plunderer just makes lots of treasures when other things die. It's just one of the best ways to make sure that we really ramp up with all of our treasure creation. This might come down to one of, just because I'm trying to find ways to make sure that we squeeze in things like Thoughtseize, Inquisition of Kozilek, Fatal Push, Heartless Act to make sure that we have good interaction. But Karn, for the most part, is our main source of interaction with all the other decks out there. So we have it as a 3 of, and we get to have a sideboard full of hate cards, which a lot of these ones are proven to make sure that they actually do shut down decks, or at least give us enough time to be able to fix things up. Then we also got Treasure Vault. Treasure Vault from the new set is also really sweet here, because sometimes we do just have lots of treasure and we have lots of mana but don't really have a mana sink to put it into or whatever, and this can help us make more treasure, which can work well with Marionette Master, or we might be able to utilize it with Revel and Riches. And so we can just, pay XX for each 1 treasure that we create, but that can end up being 3 or 4 treasures pretty easily, and sometimes a little bit more. But for the most part, we're going for the Marionette Master. I do have the 1 copy of Revel, which is, this is partly just because it's a decent treasure creation for us. I also wanted it for the memes a little bit. If we ever do potentially have that happen, basically every creature that we have in here creates treasures for us. Ruthless Knave, whenever we pay 3 and sacrifice it, we create 2 treasures. Sacrificing a Direfleet Hoarder or Shambling Ghast means that's 3 treasures. If we have Pitiless Plunderer, that's 4 treasures. So just by spending 3 mana, all of a sudden we get 4 treasures, and then we can kind of keep doing that again if we have multiple creatures or whatever. So there's some pretty fun shenanigans we can do with this deck to potentially get up to the 10 treasures to be able to win with Revel and Riches on the upkeep. That's also why Treasure Vault is in here, to kind of let us do that at instant speed, which is pretty sweet. So that's the deck. Let's go ahead and see how this one actually plays out for us here, and wish me luck. Here we go. All right, up against Massia FKA, and we'll definitely keep this hand. Decent hand here. Thoughtseize, some good creatures to play out, ways to make treasures and draw. So let's lead off with the Thoughtseize. See what we're up against. Quench is annoying. Did we just get rid of that? The removal spell is also pretty annoying for us. But we can kind of play around it just by knowing that it's there. They're going to run into more removal spells. So let's just get rid of Quench, not let them have a good turn 2 play to get rid of us. Blight Beetle's fine. We just want to make sure that we get stuff out on the battlefield. Maybe the Murder Strider was the better thing to get rid of, because once we know that Quench is there, they may not hold off. All right, creatures can't have post-mortem put onto them. That actually does shut off our Marionette Master. Fatal Push will get rid of it, so I'm not going to worry about it just yet. We just want to get out Skullport Merchant and start being able to sacrifice this to draw cards. That's the game plan. No attacks, has 3 mana available. Let's see how willing they're wanting to use this Murderous Rider. That's something we also have to get off the board at some point. If they want to counter this, I'm kind of okay with that too. So I'm trying the mono black version of this because it's basically the first time that we can do mono black. We've had, you know, there's lots of good treasure stuff in red. There's lots of good treasure stuff in blue. But we got enough good pieces just in mono black that I figured it's worth a try. We're going to test it out. I do think that maybe going into black and red like Rakdos would be better, but still fun. All right. So we still get to make the treasure here. That's fine. Not going to use the treasure. Pass the turn. Not going to attack in just yet. I guess we do want to get their life total down a little bit lower. Getting them down to 16 means we don't need as many treasures for Marionette Master. We also want to not draw any more lands. You know, that would be great. I'd be down for that. All about that stuff. Lifelink is a little bit annoying, but we need to kill the Blight Beetle more, so it's fine here. Karn, interesting. I mean, anything good would be great. You know, I'd like it. Plunderer. A few extra treasures out of this, hopefully. This figure. Sure. Is a Disfigure really better than a Fatal Push? It might be, actually. In the format, there's a lot of... It does hit more things, potentially. Yeah, gain some life, that's fine. Just block here. That means we're going to need more treasures. Pass to my turn. Wow, all of the lands, yay! Everything I've ever hoped for. Pass the turn. So we can sacrifice Treasure Vault and get 2 treasures here with 5 mana. Not the absolute worst, but it's definitely not good. I totally forgot about Castle Locthwain. We definitely need to be running Castle Locthwains here. Yeah, just that way drawing all lands isn't going to be as painful. Agadeem's Awakening might be worthwhile. It does get us back some decent creatures here. All right, kill Blight Beetle. This is a really important thing that this goes away. So hopefully they don't counter this. Not many people know about the Marionette Master deck completely. It's an obscure enough one that it sometimes catches people off guard. Not many people have seen it many times, at least. If they do have a counter spell held up here, though, it's a little bit annoying. Yep, we have nothing in hand. All right, so Connive Concoct. Surveil 3, then return a creature card from graveyard to the battlefield. Can control a card creature with power 2 or less. I'm not sure if they're a reanimate deck or what exactly is going on here. Tax it with Murderous Rider. I don't think that we use Treasure Vault just for 2 treasures. Not yet, anyway. All right, pull out the swamp. We'll hold up Heartless Act, pass the turn. Well, at least it's action. It's not another land. I mean, it's not great or anything, but whatever. Yeah, this is the hard part. Is I feel like we do have to play some cards that aren't really that great. Whenever you surveil, huh? They have the ability to surveil right away. We do want to kill this before it gets too big. Actually, do we care about that or care about them gaining life? The life gain might be more detrimental to us, for this is kind of annoying, but we can find answers for it before too long. So let's just get rid of the life link. They might be tempted to counter this. If the only card they have left is Connive Concoct, we're not in too much trouble unless they get back the Blight Beetle. Murder Shredder won't be in the graveyard if it dies because of its ability. All right, dies, goes back to the bottom of the library. Cool. That's my turn. That's the Marionette Master. I should have sacrificed the Treasure Vault. They do have a counterspell here. We're in trouble. I can make a bunch of treasure, play this out on the next turn. Hopefully they don't have discard. They have already shown a Thought Erasure. We could just go for it. If they have removal, it's a little bit annoying. It could be a Heartless Act. We don't have enough for lethal, but we get 5 treasures, or we get to create quite a few. Let's pass the turn. We'll wait one more turn here. Do they have discard or do they have the removal? That's the question. But we can at least try to wait for them to figure this stuff out themselves here. Probably should have attacked in. Yeah, the creatures that are in this one are kind of interesting. If we have a full board, Marionette Master can come down spending all the treasures, and we can still have enough mana sometimes to combo off with, 1 or 2 treasures and start doing some crazy cool things. But we try to win the turn that it gets played out. All right, so let's go ahead and yeah, I believe it's 3 treasures, right? Yeah, 3 treasures. I mean, they're passing the turn. Feels like a counter spell. Or removal spell or something. But we're going to go for it. We do have the chance to win. I mean, so Treasure Vaults at least came in handy. All right, so Fabricate. Let's see if they have removal now. This is the weak part of this. Whoa, we get to put counters on. All right, now we have instant speed death. We can even make mana for the Treasure Vault here. So if they have some sort of response, in response to this, we can make enough treasure to then go off with Treasure Vault. So we're good. Which means that even if they have like a way to gain life, we can hopefully go off. We try to let everything resolve here before it goes too far. All right, put more things on the stack here now. I want to try to have everything resolve before we go too far. If you can technically throw all of them on the stack, but if Marionette Master is removed, I believe that it's once it's gone, its power doesn't count anymore. I'm not exactly sure how that goes on the stack. All right, so create 2 more treasures. And that should be game now. Yep. Sweet. All right. Yeah, treasure vaults were awesome here. That was huge. That's what won us the game, was the treasure vaults. So sweet. I mean, we would have been able to just play stuff out again. We had the other treasure vault. Like, we could have just been conservative with the treasures and waited another turn. But dude, that's what I love about the Marionette Master. Just like the treasures, it's a really hard thing to stop once you have it out there with 4 power and a few treasures, which isn't terribly difficult to make happen, but also kind of is. Anyway, I like it. All right, against Iorita, and we have Shambling Ghast. We really need a deadly. We need card draw. Well, I guess we want card draw to get the Marionette Master. Let's mulligan this. I guess a little bit better. Not really. Still only 2 lands, but we have a Mimic into Ruthless Knave, which does make lots of treasures. Yeah, we can't really mulligan too much more than that. Shambling Ghast or into Deadly Dispute is what we need. Yeah, I think Deadly Dispute's one that draws 2 cards, creates a treasure. Like, we have, like, having that card in the opening hand is what makes this deck amazing. Maybe we should be running Village Rites as a 2 of as well, just because we're running these. But I feel like then we have to cut out removal. We have to cut out, interaction. We have to cut out so many other things that are good that we kind of just hope that we run into it. We mulligan maybe aggressively once to try to find it. That is probably the weakest part of our deck, is that we really need those. Oh no. I don't think we're fast enough to beat this deck. We combo on turn like 4 or 5 on a good day. Huh. Okay, opponent's having to discard 1,000,000 cards, so this will take a while. I don't know if we ever beat this deck, actually. And so I might just concede. Now we find the Shambling Ghast. Yay. Yeah. We had the Fatal Push for the Thassa. Maybe that's worth holding on to. Treasure Hunt. All right, so they do have Zenith Flare as well. Yeah, we're done. We're absolutely dead there. Zenith Flare is probably around like 13, 14 because it wasn't only cycling lands. Yeah, okay, never mind. Bad stuff. We're not doing that. All right, against Bick, and we have a Deadly Dispute. This is the kind of hand that's decent. We like it. Direfleet Hoarder is one of the worst 2-drops of all time, though, so it's not like it's the best hand, but we get to do the things we wanted to do. Make treasures and draw cards. I like all of those things. I think we will probably prioritize School Merchant just because it blocks against more things. It ramps us up, and it can draw us cards as well. Shambling Ghast would be amazing here. Oh wait, we're on the play. Opponent's deciding if they want to keep their hand. So I've been getting into webtoons lately. I don't know about you guys, but like I kind of go on kicks and just like different kinds of things that I like to watch or listen to or entertain myself with, and that is the kick I've been on lately. And I've actually been quite impressed with a lot of different ones out there. So if you have any suggestions for me, good ones out there, let me know. I'm a little bit picky when it comes to writing. Like I actually I love anime, I love that stuff, but I tend to be bothered by the way some things write. Man, this Karn is awesome. Yeah, we definitely just want to ramp up. Do I want to draw cards to try to find the land for this? I think that might be better. I'd rather have a land for the Karn rather than use the treasure. I might be able to find a Shambling Ghast, so let's go ahead and kill it now. Pass turn. Yeah, Karn the Great Creator is what wins us the game in this matchup, so we're going to do that thing. Ha-ha! And potentially game over.
I will not lose another friend.
All right, so what are we looking for now? I believe it's either God Pharaoh's statue because we have the treasures to play it out quickly, or Sorcerous Spyglass. I think we're gonna go Godfarrow's Statue. Let's just make it really expensive. Pass the turn. Yeah, this is why you play Karn. Karn just shuts down so many decks out there that it is absolutely worth playing sometimes. Just auto pay there. Definitely going to use treasures for that. They could have Scorching something or another. Not sure if I should tick down on Karn yet. I have another Karn. Let's tick up for now. Submit 0. They haven't shown any black mana. Another Garden Idol. Costs a lot of mana for them. Doesn't do anything as well. That's also great. Sorcerous Spyglass. No more Ugin. Which Ugin do I care about the most? Ugin the Effable doesn't actually kill it. So... actually, I think we go for Ugin the Ineffable. Because it just making creatures is actually one of the worst things for us. So let's just dodge that. It's the one they get to quicker. Pass the turn. Now we can start drawing cards. Play out Direfleet Hoarder. Draw the card here. You can also start hitting in for 6 with the Godfarrow Statue. They do have white mana. If that's a Settle the Wreckage, that's amazing. Okay, there we go. Thoughtseize is nice. Ooh, Lamog. 12 mana right now. Let's get rid of Forsaken Monument. Yeah, don't let them have ramp. Okay, Direfleet Hoarder. Tick up on Godfarrow's Statue. They have the Labyrinth of Scophos, I guess, so we attack him with both. No creature lands, right? So yeah, Labyrinth of Scophos takes us out of combat. That's fine. Get it for 1. And pass the turn. We're just going to sacrifice this. Down to 16. Keeps hitting lands. They have been hitting lots of lands, I think every turn so far. Having the damage from this might be better, but Marionette Master gets us there pretty quickly. All right, come on. Here you go. Let's do it. More lands. Marionette Master off the top would be pretty sweet. Treasure Vault. I'm also down for that. I can grab Heart of Kieran with Karn here. Getting that out quicker might be worthwhile. Mimic as well. Let's go Heart of Kieran. So one of the biggest issues of playing out the Godfarrow Statue with the buff there, oh, we can't do it anyway right now, is it stays a creature on their turn, which means they have a chance to remove it with more things that could remove stuff. All right, cool. Okay, pass the turn. So having the Heart of Kieran at least gives us something else to be damaging them with, which is nice. Void, scries 1. They've hit a land every single turn. Wow. All right, so they play out this Ugin, which does make things cheaper, even though they can't actually play it or do anything with this. So it's okay. It's not great for us. We just need to kill the Ugin. Okay, passing my turn. Shambling Ghast. Tick up. Let's go ahead and go for the Godfather statue. Now we can take... actually, you know what? We can just... They're tapped out now, right? So we can just go in for damage now. Yeah, we'll just remove... We'll remove one here.
This will not deter.
Alright, so 4 damage there. 8 damage at face. The keep things expensive. Down to 9. Lethal on the next turn. Do I want to play the other Karn? Yeah. Playing more treasures could have been nice, but they're low enough now, it doesn't really matter.
I am not frightened by you.
I think we actually grabbed the Mimic here. It's just something that dodges whatever they can play. It's just another 3 damage creature that we can do stuff with. Yeah, I don't know of an out that they can have with this. Unless it's a... There you go. Okay, now they definitely don't have an out. Okay, so play out Marionette Master. And opponent skips up. Sweet. That's what we're looking for. Yeah, so then we had sacrifice the treasures to add the mana to be able to sacrifice Shambling Ghast to add more treasures, to be able to sacrifice Mimic, do it again, sacrifice more things, draw more cards. Like, once you get this setup, it's so beautiful. It's so much fun. Up against Valaxia ARG and Deadly Dispute Dire Hoarder. Let's do it. Fatal Push to kill early things. All of it is swell. And elves, kill you with fire. We need more removal if we're up against elves. We're going to be a little bit too slow otherwise. All right, if it's Gruul, Skullport Merchant actually becomes a really good blocker. As well as Darkflight Hoarder just being able to trade off pretty well with stuff. We want the treasures anyway. All right, so play out Skullport Merchant. Do we attack in? I think we say no. We know that they're going to come in more aggressively, and that just gives us another thing to block with. If they have like a Gruul Spellbreaker, we can double block and be happy. And I like being happy. I want to hit a land here. Can I get rid of the Direfleet Hoarder for that? Sure. Let's get to our combo as fast as possible. That's not a land. Shambling Ghast is decent, though. Could kill Lano or else. I don't think that's quite worth it. Pass the turn. What is this? If you control a desert or desert card in hand, 3 damage to our creature. No desert. Or, okay, nothing on the... Or in the graveyard, I think it said. Yeah, okay, we're good. Okay, pass to my turn. Thoughtseize. Okay. Wow. It's a lot of really bad creatures. Sweet. Get rid of the one card that's decent there. Why would you be running this card? I don't think it's that great. If you control a desert or there's a desert card in hand, 3 damage. It doesn't even go to face. It's just a card creature. It's not like the absolute worst card, but it's not good. Pass the turn. All right, so we're up to 4 treasures. There's the Voltaic Brawler. Yeah, this is probably just something they're testing out in the top end as like a budget option for something. Full on uncommon cards. I am playing in free play, so that's potentially why. All right, Karn. I mean, playing out the Skullport Merchant might be better. We just need to draw cards too, anyway. Getting a Heart of Kieran is pretty sweet against what they have going on. Noxious Gearhulk is actually pretty sweet as well. In fact, that might just be like a game-ending card in this matchup. Gains life. It's a 5/4 with Menace. Heart of Kieran's pretty sweet too, though. Let's go. Collected Company is also a possibility. No, they're playing a 4-drop. So yeah, Heart of Kieran or Noxious Gearhulk. Let's go Heart of Kieran. And not use the treasures. Pass the turn. Burning Tree Emissary. If they give Trample to Voltaic Brawler, we can't really block it. So do they pay? They do. All right, well, we at least get to kill this guy over here. And get a treasure out of it. I don't get to sacrifice it to draw the card, though. I mean, we're in good shape. They're not actually putting pressure towards our face, so that's fine. Could kill Lanor Elves here as well. They are pretty low in lands. Yeah, it takes away the only thing they can play in hand. You know what? Sure. Force you to find a land before you can play anything else. That's my turn. More lands. Let's go Merchant and Heart of Kieran. Can't actually activate Heart of Kieran yet, but we have good blockers. Pass the turn. 5 treasures. If we have a Marionette Master, we win the game. I think that, man, they've not found any deserts. It's kind of funny. Okay. At least we get to show off the combo going here again. I mean, we're playing it super slow, unfortunately, but you know, whatevs. Do I tick up or do I let Heart of Kieran do other stuff here? Let's find Noxious Gearhulk now. We'll remove a loyalty counter, swing in for 4. Getting the life total down lower is still important. We can wait till they pay for the Voltaic Brawler, block with Heart of Kieran onto something, Fatal Push. We can block everything else pretty effectively. Domri's Ambush. Well, you're dead. See how aggressive they go towards Karn here. I mean, this should be game. They're still playing it out though, so cool. Yeah, we just kill more stuff. I don't think I really care about keeping Karn alive now. And the 6th land, nice. Yeah. Gain some life. Crew this fella up. Yeah, okay, opponent finally scoops it up. I was like, this isn't looking very good for you, sir. If you don't want to scoop now. I mean, we never found Marionette Master. I feel like this deck does have actually quite a bit of card draw, but you have to sink mana into it all the time, and it's better to be dealing with what's on board than trying to push the mana towards card draw some of the times. And so we still got through, what, 17 cards, which isn't terrible. It's not amazing, though. We spent quite a few, found a few cards with Karn as well, so we spent more turns doing that than drawing with Skullport Merchant, but I The deck feels decent. I like it. We'll talk about it more in the wrap up. All right, so in the wrap up for Cursed Treasure 2, this deck is pretty fun. I realized that we really need to add in Kalane. Kalane is just an amazing card for this, and the reason why is because you can sacrifice a bunch of treasures to play out Marionette Master and have it have much higher power. And then if you have more treasures after that, you can kill them faster. You know, like if you get the 3 close encounters and it enters with like 6 already, just a few treasures sacrifice and all of a sudden they're dead. And so that's the main reason why I think that you need to bring Kalane, go into Rakdos, whatever. I wanted to try out the mono black version just to see how it worked, but Kalane definitely should be in here. I'm sorry I didn't do it. I've built too many decks with Kalane recently. I wanted to do something a little bit different. I know I've done a lot of treasure stuff, but that's because treasure is actually a powerful mechanic, and some of the stuff has gotten older and is not as good. This is good against all formats because treasure is just a powerful mechanic. So anyway, yeah, I like it. Marionette Master is really fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.